Back in 1969, Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, a Swiss-American psychiatrist, introduced, and she's best known for it, the 5 stages of dying. And that's in her book, On Death and Dying. These stages were meant to describe how people deal with death. But we can use this framework for other kinds of loss too. In fact, we're going to use it on this presentation, titled, ladies and gentlemen, Death of the Old Teacher, Navigating AI in Education Through Kubler-Ross Model. I'm Assistant Professor Louis Giray, and I'm from the General Education Department, Colegio de Muntinlupa. For this presentation, I'm aiming to take a casual approach to make it simple and relatable to a wider audience. So here we go. The old teacher should die. The thesis of this paper is simple. The old teacher, of course, should die. By this, I don't mean that the aged teachers should be killed. That would be murderous. Nothing like that, please. So I may be quoted here wrongly, so listen properly on how I frame the definitions here. What I mean is that the old ways of teaching that don't adapt to the new realities of AI need to die. But why? Because they no longer fit in this fast-changing world. Here, the old means no longer valid, no longer practical. And mind you, it's not about the biological age, but about the intense clinging onto the past. The problem of sticking to the old ways. According to Langreo 2024, 66% of educators have not used AI tools in their classrooms. In the same vein, Claim 2024 reported that 37% of respondents, including school leaders and teachers, said that they have never used AI tools and do not plan to do so. Well, I think if we as teachers and school leaders do that, we are failing our students tremendously. John Dewey once said, if we teach today's students as we taught yesterday's, we rob them of tomorrow. By refusing to embrace AI, we may hinder our students' potential and deny them of the education necessary in the VUCA world. That is volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. Therefore, my goal is to start a conversation, a discussion in which we talk about why we need from the old ways of doing things in the field of education and embrace AI, but with prudence. By talking about the death of the old teacher, I highlight the need for change. The Kubler-Ross model helps us understand the emotional and practical challenges teachers face. Let's start off with denial. In this stage, we might refuse to accept that AI indeed has a place in education. We cling to our traditional methods and thinking, saying things like, we've been teaching for decades. Our way works just fine. Nah, no need for AI. Then we've got anger. As reality starts to set in, anger takes over. We might express our frustration, claiming that AI will ruin education. We might say, AI is going to replace us, and it's the end of teaching as we know it. Next, we've got bargaining. Here, we start looking for a middle ground. We might say, maybe we can use AI, but we shouldn't throw away everything that we've learned for over the years. Then, we've got depression. At this stage, we might feel a sense of sadness about the changing educational landscape. And we might even say, holy mother of goodness, I'm feeling irrelevant now. Finally, we've got acceptance. Finally, acceptance now comes into play. We recognize that AI is valuable and it can become an ally rather than a threat. And with beaming eyes, we might say, oh, I can see now. AI can improve the learning of my students. Let me be clear about this. We need to help teachers through these stages. There should be psychological safety in the schools, that they should be able to feel safe to express their feelings and their concerns. This is highly important. And here's the thing, the Kubler-Ross model is not rigid. Teachers can move back and forth between stages. And definitely, understanding this helps us support them better. Why the old teacher's death matters. The symbolic death of the old teacher is about growth. Teachers need to change to keep up with new technologies. AI can improve education in many ways. In Turkey, AI chatbots help 5th graders in terms of science. In UAE, AI improved the 11th graders in their physics. And in US, AI fosters socio-emotional skills among individuals with autism. So you see, in different countries, AI has shown positive results in education. Let me be clear. The idea is not death being an end, but instead a rebirth. And teachers, I analogize, can be like phoenix. They die and rise from the ashes and adapt to the changes. Let me put a little bit of caveat. Please don't become rude or castigate the teachers who resist AI, because at a second thought, they often have good intentions. They might think avoiding AI is better for their students. Some argue that more technology isn't always the answer. And then they may say, digital tools can sometimes cause problems. They're right. And I think they are right. They have good reasons. But AI, I tell you, is too powerful to be ignored. Teachers should not reject it without even trying to understand how it might help them and their students. And I tell you, AI has its flaws. It can spread misinformation or have biases. But teachers should learn about AI and use it wisely with a critical mind. Yes, let me be clear here. I don't want you to become Pollyanna-ish in the AI hype, but instead imbibe critical AI literacy. In this presentation, I've argued for the symbolic death of the old teacher. AI can help with students and teachers, in teaching and in learning, and so much more. Here's the thing. I contend that educational leaders and policymakers should support teachers in this transition. You know, you cannot just say, let's embrace AI, and you can't just leave everything to chance. I tell you, teachers need training and support to use AI effectively. Adapting to new technology is vital. In fact, as Megan's son, and I tell you, it's not Darwin who stated this, it is not the strongest species that survive, but those most responsive to change. Again, no to technology essentialism. I don't promote the blind use of AI, for it has drawbacks. Like human beings, we're not perfect, and it's never gonna be perfect. But ignoring AI is never the answer. Teachers, we should learn how to use AI thoughtfully. By doing so, we can keep growing, and then we can help out students as well, prepare for their future. After all, keeping pace with the technological advances is part of our continuing professional development. Thank you.